Nsem-Pii TV aba na sa agye nyini na ye adwuma mfe bebree ni na mo buso nso gina mo na so de ana se ebe mo aba so branti a ene mabawa mo ta kire a mo di sa adwuma yi e wo media space de boa tete educate de amane ebo so kɔ ma asama obi ante oba YouTube oba beti ni nyina no ya da mase ni dwuma mo so mo di boa me bon aba so e mo aba so pa mo nkoso ana mo ni sa adwuma pa ne fa mo o my God.
Be the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Now, I'm going more Parliament. The Ato Forson echo kind budget on 14th November. In Tinyame Adoma, Yakakon and now Chumino and now Chumi Saswa. Now, argument your coso, MPs and Atanase, or be a debate budget, no, your far energy near can, or my fast sports, no macan, or my fari, no macan, or my fari, no macan, no modu economy, no. And NDC for parody or munipa I don't go pa na deputy minister of finance no so sorry no can Ato Forson and gather our parliament will be to we sorry no can we sorry no can Sticka ebo na Sticka as a massa yeah one minority nature say enchire say mo betime twa for yeso angaza wo yeso so ye ko school ni bi yeso ye cons ni bi na mo ye argument on economy nko ade a and a mamunya man say mubetwi afa MPP so because MPP amonyo ko no so AEB e boa economy no na budget na amodi abetu anim kra na enema bebrebe o ma mo anga say gum ho anim ase na yenti nsem a Sticka in fact so tie Sticka Ato Forson ho adwuma pa about parliament budget buy afen Ato Forson na ngaza budget obekan Sticka bi budget nim SIU e dey expose no into the course of parliament.
We enjoy another member of parliament from the minority. Prestigious opportunity. Mr. Speaker, if there's anything that as a country, if you want to really keep that psychological contract between us and the very Ghanaians that gave us their mandate, is to tell the truth. Mr. Speaker, it looks as if propaganda economy is becoming an exclusive economic policy in this country, used and perpetrated by my brothers from the NDC. Mr. Speaker, I would like to make this emphasis clearly, without any ambiguity, that the present state of our economy, the present government has no hands in it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zero performance. Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this not to also say that they have failed. I will not say that. I want to be honest with the truth. Mr. Speaker, the only disappointment here is that they lie to Ghanaians. They use propaganda to deception, communist inferior tactics for Ghanaians to believe that they will be better managers of our economy, which they have not. Mr. Speaker, I have your own budget statement here. My statements are going to be underpinned by what they put here by Dr. Ato Forson, my own brother. Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this because they go around saying that they have been able to manage the economy of our country this year so well that sometimes, sadly, I see glaringly some professors and doctors that either they are displaying intellectual dishonesty, ego trips, or suffering from unconscious incompetence. And they want to support this misconception that the present government has managed the economy well. That is palpable false. We need to accord Ghanaians the needed respect. Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this. It's from their own budget. 2020, world inflationary rate in terms of growth was negative 2.7. 2024, it went to 3.3. 2025, 3.2. Sub-Saharan Africa, 2020, negative 1.2. 2024, 4.0. Then 2025, 4.1. Then let's come to Ghana. And this is where the lies of the NDC are being exposed. And Ghanaians should listen.
Honorable Member, withdraw the lie.
Mr. Speaker, the deception and the propaganda.
I just asked you to withdraw.
I've done so, Mr. Speaker. But the deception and then the propaganda that they are using to deceive Ghanaians and influence their decision-making processes are here in their own budget. Mr. Speaker, page 5 of the budget, and I have it here. 2020, Ghana grew 0.5, better than even the world and the sub-Saharan. 2024, our GDP grew 5.7, even higher than 2016 of 2.4. Now 2025, our economy is growing 4.0. And they are telling us that even 2026, what they can do is 4.8. How could the same person or the same government tell Ghanaians that they have been able to manage this economy well? I mean, economic figures are not just something like you are using your own intuition to analyze a picture. You deal with numbers, numerical, and this is what you need to look at. Your own numbers are exposing you, and these are lies. Mr. Speaker, I want to accordingly ask, they should have been able to tell us which of their flagship programs or policies have contributed to the growth of our economy. I am asking, what is the percentage of the government spending this year that we see in terms of numbers in our GDP? What is the percentage of the 24-hour economy project in our GDP? 0. What is the percentage of the big push to our economy? 0. Mahama Care, respectfully, I'm not using that name because he's my president, but they say Mahama. 0. NDC government has virtually done nothing this year economically. Nothing. Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this because economic process is not an event. Last quarter, last year, Honorable Ato Forson came here with this budget. And he stated all the economic figures. Inflationary rate have been reduced from 54.1 to 22.9. Exchange rate from 54 down to about 16.8. Our GDP was growing 5.7, higher than even 2016. And they are benefiting from that because we are running defensive sector economic market. And they should understand that there's a lag period. So what Ghanaians are enjoying today is got nothing to do with the NDC government. Mr. Speaker, come to the exchange rate. What are the independent variables? What are the factors? One, we need to look at the primary balance. We need to look at our GDP growth. We need to look at our reserve. They were all doing better 2024. 2, by December 2024, we had put in our coffers over $500 million because of what we did. The syndication process or policy that we domesticated in our country. Mr. Speaker, by January 2025, we had put over $1 billion. What has NDC government done about our exchange rate? Nothing. 2, we had had a very peaceful elections. And for that matter, we had had, yes sir, we had had a very peaceful elections. And as a result, it has attracted the interest of investors. 3, America had engaged in, terrorist war with its partners from the Asian countries. The NDC government should tell Ghanaians one policy they put in place. One, economically. They've not done anything. And I think the earlier they told Ghanaians the truth that managing the economy of this country, the NDC has no idea. Even now, we are still finding out from them. We want to find X from the NDC, whether they are capitalistic or socialistic in nature. You can't do pro-poor policies. You cannot manage the economy. You don't know anything. Everyday propaganda. And you'll be exposed. Mr. Speaker, this is inflation rate from their own budget. 2023, because we have been reducing the inflation rate, we reduce it within 1 year by 16.3. The NDC, they've done 16.6, which means we've done better. Mr. Speaker, then we want to come to the most important aspect. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to managing the economy of any country, Mr. Speaker,
how can the two leaders be up at the same time? Honorable Stephen Amwa, few minutes.
I've done so respectfully. I've withdrawn. Mr. Speaker, all that I meant was my brothers are rather suffering from unconscious incompetence. And some of them are displaying intellectual dishonesty or ego trips. And they are all distortions of public information to put elements of adulteration in decision-making processes. Mr. Speaker, I want to come back to this. Anywhere in the world, if anybody, any government, whether in Asia or Africa or America, is starting itself or managing any
who is that shouting?
Well, Mr. Speaker, what it means is that our problems with our physical space, which our brothers from the other side should have given us clearly any path, nothing was done. One, Mr. Speaker, Ghana is a country that we are practicing negative effective tax rate economy. And what it means is that we are always having ritual deficits. Come and check their own revenue. They are talking about not meeting their revenue targets in their own statement. I didn't write. It's here. 2, number one problem confronting our fiscal space is our debt sustainability challenges. We reduce it from 80.4 to about 61.3, and it's coming down. They have not put in place any discretionary policy to do that. And these guys, apart from the statutory expenditure, they've not done anything. Right now, they are talking about the VAT. They are saying effective and
former Deputy Minister for the Ministry of Trade and Industry, a former Deputy Minister for the Ministry of Finance, MP for Nshayaso, Dr. Stephen Amwa, and no. Okay, Basha, can I have Lawyer John Darko
of the budget statement? This is what the finance minister told the people of Ghana. He said, Mr. Speaker, with your permission, he said that, Mr. Speaker, government has expanded the free SHS program to include 70 private schools through the computerized school placing system to eliminate double track system. Ongoing projects in the public SHS will be completed to facilitate a full transition to single track by 2026. So, Chairman of Education Committee,
chameleon budgets.
What you are saying, what you are telling the people of Ghana is completely different from what the Minister for Finance told us. And so you were just misleading this house. The budget is so clear. The Minister for Finance heard it. 2026, and you are here telling us 2027. Who should we believe? Should we believe you or the Minister for Finance and Education? Who do we believe? It looks like this is a confused government. But Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I will go on.
Leader, let's hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I hope I get my time back. So, yes, Mr. Speaker, just to make that point again, last week, the Minister for Education was very emphatic about these 2 years. And so, I'm surprised that the chair of the Education Committee will come here to contradict the minister. And even in their budget, the Minister for Finance is very clear that this is going to start next year. So we want to see the consistency from the side of the government. At this point, it looks to me that there is no consistency. But, Mr. Speaker, I would like to move to the energy sector and deal with some of the issues raised in the budget. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, if I may read paragraph 861, 863, and 864 of the budget as presented. Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Finance made some startling revelations in my view. He stated, and Mr. Speaker, with your permission, if I may read, he said that in line with section 27 of the PRMA, the Investment Advisory Committee on Investment Policy and Management of the Ghana Petroleum Funds. Mr. Speaker, as a people, we really need to understand when we say petroleum funds, Ghana Petroleum Funds, it includes the Ghana Heritage Funds and then the Ghana Stabilization Funds. Now, the Minister for Finance is saying that he's been advised to move this Ghana Petroleum Funds into another investment. Mr. Speaker, at paragraph 863, this is what he had to say. He says, under the current legal framework, investment from the Ghana Petroleum Funds are restricted to low-risk foreign denominated securities issued by entities outside Ghana, such as the World Bank, IMF, and other top-rated sovereigns. That is the case, to protect the wealth of this nation, the savings of this country. But he goes on to say, in paragraph 864, that unfortunately, according to the Minister for Finance, this approach has yielded very little returns. He said that since the establishment of these funds from 2011, total reserves has reached, and Mr. Speaker, when Minister for Finance speaks, we need to listen and listen well. He says the total reserves has reached 1.46 billion. Yet, the only interest we have that has accrued to us is 1.94 million, an average return of 1% per year. This is what the Minister for Finance is telling the people of Ghana. Yet you go to the Public Interest Accountability Committee report, which receives their report from Bank of Ghana. The money so far, according to page 71 of 2025 PIAC report, which came out in June, it says that, and Mr. Speaker, with your permission, if I may read, page 71 for those who want to refer, page 71 of the PIAC report of 2025. It says, from August 2011 to June 2025, cumulative petroleum receipts distributed sum up to 11 billion. Now, the interesting part here, Mr. Speaker, is that he said, whilst the Ghana Stabilization Fund has received 2.6 billion and Ghana Heritage Fund has received 1.1 billion. Mr. Speaker, the total of what the Ghana Stabilization Fund and then the Ghana Heritage Fund, the total is $3.7 billion. $3.7 billion. Yet, $1 billion. Yet the Minister for Finance is telling the people of Ghana, oh, you want to know? I will tell you. The Minister for Finance is telling the people of Ghana that we have received only 1.94 million. But, and then it goes on to say that the interest that the country has received from this 1.4 billion is actually 194 million. And Mr. for Finance is speaking in November 2025. Mr. Speaker, the interest he's talking about, the 1.9 billion he's 1.9 million he's talking about as interest from the investment is here in the 2024 report. The Minister for Finance is telling us the interest we got from our petroleum fund. He is quoting 2024 document when we are in 2025. So I'm asking myself, what kind of data are they feeding the people of Ghana? Whose interest do they serve? Mr. Speaker, when you go to page 78 of PIAC 2024 report, it's here. It says that Ghana Petroleum Fund's net profit since November stands at the profit, so that's the interest, stands at 194 million. 2024 PIAC report. That is what the Minister for Finance is telling us.
John Zako, A replacement for Honorable Osei Chei Mensa Bonsu. Lawyer John Dako on the floor of Parliament, and so I don't know. All right, 43 minutes after 7 a.m. Now, Yabuafo no Nsem no Emra. Then, you did the